R slash entitled parents. This happened when I was 13 and was attending a male friend's birthday party. We attended the same school and a lot of other kids from our school were also there, along with their parents. As I gave my friend his present, I wished him a happy birthday with a hug. When he was cutting the cake, another boy from our school, who was a notorious bully, stood right next to me. He kept trying to touch my breasts. I was already quite developed. I kept telling him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. He kept trying to put his arms around me and trying to grope my chest. His friends were standing around us and I could hear them snicker. Finally I'd had enough. I yelled at him to get away from me. My friend's mom, the hostess, asked me what was wrong. I told her what the bully had been doing. She sternly told the bully to apologize and to stop harassing me, otherwise he would be asked to leave. Now the bully's mom, stepped in. She asked my friend's mom why she was scolding her son. Friend's mom explained what the bully had been doing. M's response was something like this: "I don't see what the big deal is. This girl hugged your son, why can't she let my son touch her?" Then she turned to me and said, "You need to stop being so stuck up and learn to be friendly. If my son just put his arm around you, what's wrong with that? Stop complaining." I told her I didn't like her son and didn't like him touching me. Friend's mom told her to stop making a scene and that her son needs to apologize. M acted indignant, and as she stormed off, she again said something like, "If that girl is okay with your son touching her, she's probably okay with all boys touching her. You're just being rude to us." My friend's mom was absolutely wonderful. She asked if I was okay and told me I had done the right thing by telling the boy off. This was my first encounter with an entitled parent, outside of my own family, that is. Hi, I have a story of my mom, which can sometimes be an entitled bitch. Background story: my cousin gave birth to a boy 8 months ago or so. I was at grandma's house at the time this event happened, and the baby's mom sometimes leaves him here as she is busy a lot. My mom really seems to like the kid's company, therefore playing with him and joining him in his activities. So I was playing on my laptop in my room when with the baby come in, saying, "Let's see what OP is doing." Then she puts him on the floor and lets him explore. The kid comes over to me and sees my RGB mouse and tries to touch it, probably because it was colorful. I tell my mom to get him out because he is mildly annoying. I was laying in my bed, and it was easy for him to reach my mouse, and he would do that a lot. My mom says, "Leave him alone, he likes the mouse color." I try to ignore him, but then he puts his hand on my laptop and tries to grab it, fingers on the display and hand on top of the lid. As he tries to grab it closer to him, he leaves some pressure marks on the screen, also covering part of my game. Then I tell mom to get him out. She just sits and watches him tamper with my laptop. When I take his hand off my laptop, he tries to keep it on it as long as possible, leaving a huge scratch on the lid. That was the last drop for me. I try to keep my laptop clean, shiny, new looking, as it was also not cheap at all, and I love it. I get off, grab the kid and move him out of my room while mom tries to stop me. I tell both to not go back in here after showing mom the mark that kid left on my laptop, and her reply was, "Happens. And you're such a big Grinch for not letting us in your room. Get off the laptop, you're grounded." That made no sense to me, but because I know she likes arguing sometimes I just accept it. Get off the laptop and stay in my room, bored. Fucking nonsense. Introduction: my aunt, wife of my father's brother, is entitled as feck, aside from other things like a thief and generally a bad person, and usually treats her 3 children as little angels. Luckily, they are, mostly, not as entitled as she is. So, it has a family gathering and some of our grandparents' friends were there too. It was held at my grandparents' house. They live in a big house complex, so it is a house with a very long hallway. There are 7 big rooms in that house. They own 3 of them. 2 are near the entrance of the house, and one is at the literal ending of the hallway. I know, not practical. So, EA with you, her husband, has, believe me or not, forbidden her children exiting the third room, the one on the end of the hallway. So, some other children that were there and me, then 12, are also chilling with them in that room. At that time, I heavily played Minecraft PE on my phone. I had a survival world and I basically did everything in the game without cheating or using creative. So, I had basically put around 30-ish hours in that world. They just started playing Minecraft, so when I was playing my world and they asked me if they could play with me, I said sure. Boy, did I dig myself a grave. Around 5 minutes of playing they asked me to put the world in the creative mode. I asked them why and they said the game was too difficult. Truth to be told, it was on hard, but I just responded them with nah. They started begging me. Our conversation went like this: EC1, play AAAAAC, turn it creative. EC2, yes, play AAAAS. Me, if you wanna play creative, make your own world. NC, nice cousin, the oldest of them, yes, if you want to play creative do it, but don't annoy us. They fecking literally started to set things on fire in my world. I quickly got up to them, in game, and killed them. They began to throw a tantrum. The EA heard their screams and rushed towards the room. Mind, she's a fecking beluga whale and she has slow. So, she enters the room and asks, is someone hurting my angles? EC2, OP punched us. EC1, yes, and it hurts really bad. Me, well, that's not why. EA, how dare you to hurt my angles? Wait till your father hears about this. He will ground and beat you. My father is a very chill guy and he would probably ask me if that is the truth, and even if it was, he would probably just make me apologize. Anyways, back to the story. NC, he did not. EA, stop lying. I know. Me, a little enraged now actually, I did not. EA, what did you then do? Mockingly, me, literally nothing. EA, you fucking liar. Get over here. Tries to grab me, doges at me, also shouting it now, what the hell? Lucky my father just walked in MF, my father, what is going on? EA, he punched EC1 and EC2. Me, no I didn't. NC, no he didn't. My godfather's daughter, she was just observing till now, he didn't. MF, just leave my kid alone. EA, she just stomped out of the room. I looked with disgust at EC1 and EC2 till the end of the gathering. Also, I flipped a middle finger at EA as she was leaving. A few months ago I started working at a smoke shop, selling cigarettes, some gift items, and 18+ items. It's not for kids. In these 3 months I've had several parents leave their children in my shop, while they go somewhere else. The kids make a mess, move everything, will pick up a grow your own dig packet and throw it around, and leave marks on the glass. Parents come back, and I don't even get a thank you, let alone $10 for babysitting. And if I say they can't leave their kids there, then I have to go 20 rounds with some M who thinks it's her right to leave her darling spawn wherever she pleases. There is one kid in particular who is getting increasingly more frustrating, and his F more creepy. The boy is about 9 and F probably 45. The first time he came in he was quiet, and just stood there smiling and looking around, so I didn't question it. It then progressed into every time he is out with his dad he will come into the shop when I'm working. We would occasionally talk, and he would ask questions like, is this a sex shop? And why are there dicks everywhere? And his F would come collect him, and wave goodbye. Last time they came to Tobacco Daycare, F actually had a conversation with me. It ended with him saying that his son has a crush on me and that he didn't mind. Being a short and weak woman working in a dodgy area, I do tend to just let people say things without question, especially when I get asked on the daily if we sell ice pipes, so I just laughed it off and served a customer. But now I feel like I've gotten into their routine. F will go buy is crack nearby, while son gets to go play with the short ranga. Okay, so but if background, I like tech. For a Hanukkah gift, I'm Jewish, this will be important later. I wear a bracelet with the Star of David on it. I got AirPod Pros. I paid for half of them, so I'm not completely spoiled. I also have a MacBook Air that I saved up for over 2 years to get. This is how I got lots of my stuff. I am rarely given expensive gifts, so the AirPods were very special. My friend, F, has a house in Costa Rica. For New Year's he invited me to come with him for 8 days. Writing this while I'm there, I left on the 27th. I said yes and had to pay for half of my ticket. I fly a lot as I visit my dad at work. I live in Georgia and he works in Ohio. This means I get upgraded a fair amount of the time. For this flight I ended up getting upgraded, and so did my friend and his family. I was the last board. I had the aisle seat in the middle of first class. Story, I boarded the plane and sat down. Across the aisle was a 30 to 40-year-old woman with a small child. Once I was in my seat, I opened my laptop and loaded up Netflix because I had several horror movies downloaded. I put my AirPods in and just tuned out with The Conjuring. About 40 minutes into the flight I felt a hard tap on my shoulder. I thought it was either a flight attendant, Fa, or one of F's sisters. Instead I was met with the woman across from me, K. This is how the conversation went. It started fairly quiet and escalated slowly. OP, hi, can I help you with something? K, can you stop watching that satanic movie, it is scaring my child. Put on something kid-friendly. OP, I'm not gonna do that. I can watch whatever the hell I want. Now leave me alone. K, a child your age should not be watching something like that. What are you, 13? OP, no, I'm 17. Leave me alone. K, oh, I bet your parents bought you that laptop and Bluetooth thingy, didn't they? It was at this point she looked at my laptop where she saw my hand with my bracelet. This let her know I was Jewish. Oh, you're Jewish, of course. Now raising her voice, you have so much money, let my kid use your laptop now. He is bored and needs it. At this point I hit the Fa button. Fa comes over and my friend and his siblings are in a shock. Everyone else in the cabin was somehow oblivious to has happened. Fa, what seems to be the problem here? Before I can say something, K says this child stole my laptop. I was picking out a show my son when he snatched it. Fa, young man, is this true? OP, no, and I'll show you. I proceed to open my photos and pull up images of me dating back to when I 8 to 9. Fa, this is clearly his laptop. Please leave him alone or I will be forced to move you to a different seat. Fa leaves and unpause my movie and wait for the lunch on the flight. K lunges across the aisle and grabs my phone off of my tray table. I snatch it back and say, leave me the fuck alone. You don't deserve shit, you anti-Semitic price of human garbage. You are a waste of space and oxygen. Okay, boomer? Now sit your ass down and don't bother me again. Fa comes back and tells me to calm down and asked for a second time. F says, this crazy lady tried to steal the _guac for life's phone. I show the lock screen and it's a pic of me and my boyfriend. I'm gay. You got a problem with that, screw you. I don't let K get a word in. Fa then says this, you need to move, there is a free row in the back of first class, you will need move there. K Boulet and Fa, no, I have seen and heard enough. You need to move now. I then got to finish my movie in peace and had a great lunch.